guys, it's Patricia and welcome to Tester Tuesday. Tester Tuesday is the place for any Scentsy addict to hear about their favorite Scentsy scents. I like to review 2 scents with you each week, but during the new scents edition of the spring and summer, we're going to do approximately 3 scents per week. You guys still vote on 2 scents, so nothing changes for you guys. So speaking of votes, we beat a record by quite a bit. The previous record was 196 and the new record is 218, so that is great. We usually do set new records during the new scents when they come out. So let's talk about what came out on top. In first place with 25% of the vote, we have the green colored wax of Coco Lime. In second place with the nice reddish, soft red colored wax, we have Rainbow Sherbet, and that had 20% of the vote. And in third place with a pretty lilac, light purple colored wax, Rainbow and Butterflies with 17% of the vote. Now I must say, this is the first time a non-new release has made it in the voting and beat out a new release, so that is something to say. So the order, in case you're interested, it went Coco Lime, Rainbow Sherbet, Rainbows and Butterflies. Then Mahalo Coconut was very close. Dumbo, and at the bottom, Squeeze the Day. Squeeze the Day only had 7%. That doesn't mean people don't like the Squeeze the Day. It just might mean that people have experienced Squeeze the Day. So what I usually do for the new scents editions, I only have 2 testers worth to warm. I pry out the wax using this curved spatula. So what I do, if you ever receive a tester as a sample, you just take something with a curve or something that you can stick in, and then you can just pry it out. And sometimes it crumbles into a few pieces, but that's okay, you just scoop it out. So I take the 2 testers and put it in a 25-watt bulb warmer, either here in my bedroom or in my daughter's bedroom. So let's talk about our first place scent this week. It is Coco Lime. This is in the new release and it's in the citrus category. And on cold, I would say this is about a light to medium scent. The scent description for Coco Lime is, coconut milk and creamy vanilla get energized with a citrusy splash of fresh lime. So we see coconut milk a lot with citrus scents or sometimes fruity scents, and it doesn't really smell like a pure coconut. It's like a creamy, distant coconut. I use coconut milk actually when I'm making coconut cream pie instead of using like just plain milk, because it imparts a nice soft kind of complex coconut flavor in the dessert, and kind of similarly in scents. Then we have creamy vanilla. Vanilla and coconut milk, they're good buds. They hang out a lot. They complement one another. And then we have fresh lime. Now there's 2 types of lime. There's like cleaner lime and then there's like very sweet lime. This lime to me is heading more towards the cleaner lime. In saying that, the coconut milk and the vanilla are trying to bring it down to a sweeter lime. I just find they don't quite. So keep that in mind. It is, to my nose, a slightly cleaner like lime. It reminds me of the fragrance quite a bit of lemon verbena. That has lime and verbena leaf. This is more herbal. Lemon verbena is definitely more herbal than Coco Lime. But one of my subscribers says Coco Lime reminds them of taking coconut lemongrass and lemon verbena and smelling them together. And I kind of can see that. But I find you get a little bit more coconut smell when you do the mix. And maybe Coco Lime is a tad bit sweeter. Anyway, this one here, the lime in it reminds me of a very astringent lime. Like the type that would make you kind of pucker. The type if you made limeade, fresh limeade using your own limes. But there must be a verbena or a lemongrass in this scent in one of the scent notes. I'd love to see the breakdown, but I can't. Then you add just the slight creaminess of coconut milk and vanilla. Like I would say mostly, like on cold, you think it's going to be like 50-50. But when I warmed it, it was definitely like 80% the lime and then just a little bit of softness from the coconut milk and vanilla. I wanted a little bit more coconut milk and vanilla and less lime. And I love lime. I just found the lime was a little bit too cleaner like for me. So that's it. Yeah, but this is definitely going to be promising. If you're someone that likes lime and sugarcane, you definitely want to pick this one up. If you like coconut lemongrass, lemon verbena, pick it up. I would say, sorry, my throat is just crazy today. For performance, let's talk a little bit. I put it in strength and throw here in my bedroom, about 7 out of 10 maximum. On day 1, I had it going 15 hours. On day 2, I started it up and I just really couldn't smell it the greatest. Like on the end of day 1, I felt like I was getting a little bit more of the vanilla creeping in. So on day 2, I just wasn't getting much. I let it go quite a bit and I couldn't really pick it up. So I don't know. I'm not sure about performance on this. It's really hard to judge on 2 small testers because it's only about 1.5 cubes. Usually I use 2 cubes. And so I will definitely be picking up a bar of Coco Lime. And I am very eager to mix it with something as my own personal experiment. I want to mix it with vanilla mint because vanilla mint is very sweet. It's got a sweet vanilla. It's got like a very bright sweet citrus. And I think this is the sweetness that this needs for me. So I'm going to try mixing in a 1-to-1 ratio and see. So if you're going to pick up Coco Lime, it would be great for a kitchen, probably cutting bad odors, probably a smaller zone, small to medium. Test it out. You might find if you like coconut lemongrass or lemon verbena, but with a tiny bit more vanilla, then you might like Coco Lime. Okay, now we are going to talk about our second place scent this week, the new release of Rainbow Sherbet, or Sherbet, depending on how you say it. This is in the fruity category. And on cold, I would say it's about a medium intensity. The scent description says, it's a classic, orange zest, sugared strawberry, and key lime zing, just like the real thing. So orange zest is when you take the outer rind of the orange, there's a lot of oils in there and it's very intense, and I can get the intense squeeze of orange zest. Well, not squeeze, but you know what I mean. Zing. Then you have sugared strawberry. To me, this reminds me of a little bit of a strawberry raspberry mix. I kind of get raspberry with this. Yeah. And key lime, I don't really get a lot of lime. So what I looked up about sherbet, I'm going to read you something. It says it can be in either ice cream, milk, sugar, foundation. It also contains a frozen mix of sweetened fruits, juice, water, and may contain milk, egg whites, gelatin, orange, raspberry, lime, lemon, or pineapple. So it obviously can be a lot of different things. Now, for me, when I put this in the warmer, I put these particular ones in my daughter's room because scent appeal for me on something like this is not super high. For her, she really likes something like this. Took her 2 testers, put it in her 25 watt beacon warmer, and I let her rip, and holy crap, this one was strong. I would say a good 9 out of 10 easily. Very, very strong for this one. Now, when I walked in the room, like I said, it reminds me a lot of like a variation of a fruit punch. A very strawberry, raspberry fruit punch with like some orange, and then almost like a lemon ice pop. Now, the other thing it reminds me of, okay, so have you guys ever bought those little things that you squeeze into water? We call them juicy water, but they're kind of like artificial flavors for water. You squeeze it in. If you've ever gotten a drop of something like a fruit punch style on your finger and just tasted it, it is friggin' intense, like sweet, sweet, intense, not diluted. That's what this reminds me of. So in my daughter's room, how did it do? Like I said, strength and throw was 9, maybe even 9.5. I left it going 2 days, actually. I forgot to write the times, but the first day I left it going 6 hours, and the second day I probably left it going about 12 hours. Day 1 was very intense. Day 2 was probably like 5 out of 10, so it did drop a little bit. Holy crap. Anyway, if you like scents like Paradise Punch, you might like this. Paradise Punch is a little bit flatter and heavier, kind of like a deeper scent. It might be a little bit closer to Let's Get Punchy, but Let's Get Punchy is definitely lighter. And it's maybe a little close to Rockin' Ruby Raz. Yeah, it might be the closest to Rockin' Ruby Raz. But it's still different. So if you like any of those scents and you like a nice, strong, in-your-face, sweet, intense, toothache inducing scent, you might like this. And no disrespect to people that like that kind of scent. For me, it's just not up my alley. But if you like it, definitely pick it up because it is nice and strong. You could probably warm that in any area of your home because I think it would stand up no problem to an open concept. If you wanted to lighten a little bit, I might kind of mix rainbows and butterflies with it because that might be a little bit interesting. But would that be a repurchase for me? I may pick up 1 bar for my daughter. We'll see. Definitely a pretty nice, strong, intense scent. Okay, let's talk about our third place scent this week, Rainbows and Butterflies. This scent on cold is probably light to medium. And it's a former scent of the month from July 2018. So good on you, Scentsy, for bringing like a surprise to us, bringing something from about 1.5 years ago. And this came out with Stella the Unicorn. That warmer was a creepy warmer. I don't know, I just thought it was creepy. Anyway, it's in the fruity category, and the scent description is, Live the fantasy with fresh strawberries, pineapple juice, and vanilla citrus. So we have strawberries, pineapple juice, and vanilla citrus. Do I get any of those? I don't know. I'll tell you what I smell. I smell almost like a mix of something like a cotton candy with something like a saltwater taffy from Yankee. And then almost like you put a dusty, powdery candy like sweet tarts with it. And you get a little bit more prominent of like a strawberry type sweet tart. And you can almost pick up like a pineapple in the background. That is what I get. What do I think of this scent? This is my guilty pleasure. I remember warming it like about a year and a half ago, and I'm like, Then slowly I would warm it. It was like it was growing on me. And then I definitely liked it. I used up whatever Scents of the Month bars I had, and then I got more. So the other thing I want to say is I normally don't really like, I like cotton candy scents, but this is kind of a bit sweet and fruity, but I like it a lot. You can smell like the vanilla citrus is what rounds it out. So I don't know if I smell all those particular notes. I just smell a nice confection-like, and it's true, like rainbows and butterflies. When you think of that, you just think of something like this. So this is a really nice scent. And let me tell you briefly, where I teach Zumba, it's a community center, and there is a custodian there, and she messaged me well after July 2018, probably a few months later, and she said, Patricia, I wonder if you have anything in rainbows and butterflies. And I said, no, I'm sorry, I don't. And she's like, I'd love to get a room spray. And I said, oh, wait a second, I do have a room spray. So I dug out my room spray and I sold it to her. And she explained to me that she fell in love with the scent just from the sample I left. And she doesn't have any wax and she doesn't have any warmers and she doesn't even have a lot of extra money, but she wanted that scent. And it just goes to show we're very fortunate that we can afford to buy nice home fragrance for our homes. Not everybody can do that. She doesn't have a warmer, she doesn't have wax. I told her I would let her borrow one, but she said no, that was fine. She was happy with her room spray and she was so excited that she was treating herself. So what I decided to do, and then about a week later, she messaged me and asked me if I had any more, and I said no. But what I decided to do was go out and like seek another one out. So I found another one, and I contacted her and I told her, I have another one for you, and I got it at an excellent deal. So I passed the excellent deal along, even though I didn't really get it at a deal. I just let her think that because I just wanted to help her out because she likes it so much. So I don't know if she even still works at the community center because I never actually see her because she's always there at night. But just kind of goes to show that, first off, we're very fortunate we can afford to buy nice things for our home. Second off, you don't always have to stick to wax and warmers. You can use the other products and get the scent that you like that way. So anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but yes, this is really, really nice. It's like the candy version of shimmer. Anyway, I would stick to small to medium zones for this. However, I have warmed this in my open concept space and it did just fine. However, it wears off fast, and that leads me to performance. So on this one, strength and throw in my bedroom here was about 7 to 7.5. I left it going 2 days, 25 hours. And that lasted a bit longer than I normally would find it lasted. And it's probably because I used to warm it my open concept for like that burst of kid-like friendliness. But yes, if you take a scent like this and warm it in open concept, it's not going to seem to last very long because it's not overly strong. It's not overly strong like a rainbow sherbet, but you'll still get life out of it. It just might feel like it's less long lasting. Would I mix this? No, because I just really like it on its own. But you could add it to things to change them up a bit. I think the vanilla citrus in this would help rainbow sherbet for me personally. But anyway, would this be a repurchase for me? You betcha. I really, really like this one. It's my guilty pleasure, rainbows and butterflies. 2 thumbs up for me. So save the best for last, I guess. So yeah, Coco Lime was a little bit disappointing, but I'm not giving up on it. Rainbow Sherbet was definitely strong, and I think it's going to be a love for people that like those fruity, fruit punch, intense flavors. Scent and Rainbows and Butterflies, I just love that one. So let's get to drawing for our 6 scents for this week. So we've got a few more still kicking around. You guys are going to still vote for 2 different scents by Wednesday morning. Please check the pinned comment if voting is opened or closed. Last week, nobody voted after voting closed, which is probably like the first time ever. So anyway, and if you have never voted before, I would love to see you vote because a lot of people watch the videos and not everybody votes. So get down there and vote. If you can't vote on YouTube, set up an account because it's very, very easy and there's no obligation or anything like that. or go on Instagram or find me on Facebook and give me your votes that way. Lots of options. Anyway, scent number 1, the Blue Wax of Make Waves. Scent number 2, Peach Nectar. Scent number 3, Iridescent Pearl. Scent number 4, Lion King Circle of Life. Scent number 5, Toasted Marshmallow. And scent number 6, Berry Bright. So we have a good mix again this week. Yippee, yippee. Scent number 1 is Make Waves. That is March 2019 scent of the month. Peach Nectar, a new release in the fruity category. Iridescent Pearl, a new release in the fresh category. Lion King Circle of Life is a Disney release that's returned, and it is in the woodsy category. Toasted Marshmallow is a former summer collection scent, and when I would put this in the bakery. And scent number 6 is Berry Bright, a new release in the fruity category. So thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. Don't forget to vote, and I will see you guys in the next video.